What's up? Welcome back to a weekly gaming news show. This is episode 96. Today is Monday, August 16th, 2018. We're a day late,
hmm
but we got news for you.
Yeah, lots of news, a lot of announcements. We got some updates to past stories that we've talked about. So it's going to be a pretty eventful show. As always, we are your hosts with the most. My name is Trenell, and I'm here with Todd. Or Todd is here with me. He was supposed to finish the intro, but I will.
I just
Yeah,
left it off.
you just left it off. It's all good. But how was your weekend?
Um,
How's your Monday? Happy Monday to you.
yeah,
How's everything going?
yeah. Weekend was uneventful. I guess Girl Scouts and Mathnasium, and
hmm
we had a banquet on Saturday, the swim
Okay.
team banquet. But I mean, eh,
Yeah. Well, it's
sad
actually
stuff.
my girlfriend. Her birthday is this Saturday, so of course we've
Happy
been
birthday!
celebrating. We've been celebrating for 2 weeks now. So this weekend we actually went to the beach, and then we're having a party for this Saturday. So
Uh,
it's gonna be pretty fun. I cannot wait for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this news because there's actually a lot of stuff I want to talk about. And before we actually jump into our not patented weekly icebreaker, we do have an update from our last show regarding Boss Key Productions. So Boogie, why don't you take us there? What are our updates?
Yeah, so we talked about last week Boss Key Productions ending production for Lawbreakers, the
Yes.
the team or class-based shooter they had going on. And they mentioned that they were moving into another project. Well, like the day after they launched Radical Heights, which is their
Their
entry
take
into
on
the battle royale genre. It looks like it's a future game with
like
going
game
back and
show.
yeah,
Yeah.
game show exactly. And the game show is based on like stereotypical '80s stuff, bright
Yeah.
colors, crazy looking characters, and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
it's currently out in early access on Steam.
The freaking like pre-early access, more like it. That thing is looking rough, my dude.
Yeah, it's right. Well, the reports are they spent 5 months on it before they put it out. Which I mean, I guess if you're a huge studio, you got a lot of people. 5 months is a decent amount of time. But if you want like a AAA title, or even somewhere close to it, 5 months is nothing.
Yeah,
And
no, and I can't imagine that Boss Key has that many people on hand. And judging by some of the the reviews, it shows that this game is 5 months old. It
right,
shows.
it's apparently a glitchy mess. And on top of that, the thing I found the funniest is that they couldn't even bother to put female avatars in the game. Right, women don't exist in this world, so
Yeah, only buff dudes with mullets. That's about it.
right. So it doesn't make any sense. But I guess
Yeah.
it's just to me it feels like a grab or a quick cash grab at the ultra popular battle royale genre.
Yeah, I mean, and you can say the same thing that they did with Lawbreakers, kind of like
Mhm.
jumping on the hero shooter bandwagon.
Right.
So now we have another game that has seemingly been rushed into the market. Um, I don't really know how Boss Key is planning on, making any kind of substantial like income when they can't even like finish their products before putting them out. Like
Right.
this early access trend is starting to get annoying, and we might
It's
have
getting
to.
tired. It's
Yeah,
getting
we
really
might
tired.
have to do a long form on that one of these days and kind of just
Yeah.
like do a deep dive into it. But the game is out. A lot of like high tier streamers and personalities have played it. I watched Doctor Disrespect play it. He did not seem pleased. Um, but yeah, a very swift update to our last week's story.
Yeah.
So yeah, go out there and get and see if you could get lucky because apparently it's all about like game show and like roulette wheels and all kinds of
Right.
craziness. But I don't know. At least the aesthetics aren't as like
Dire as well. See,
yeah,
I was thinking that as well, but then when you look at compared to PUBG, where PUBG is like the post-apocalyptic world or whatever,
yeah, more
but then
realistic.
when you look at Fortnite, it's all super colorful. So it's no different than I think it's trending closer to Fortnite than to
Yeah.
PUBG.
Oh, yeah, oh,
Um,
of course. I mean, because which one would you rather copy at this point in time?
I guess.
Fortnite is definitely at the top of the helm, if you ask
Right.
me.
Right.
But we'll have more news on PUBG. We have another story revolving around that. But yeah, that was just a quick update to our one of our previous stories. And if you have any updates or any corrections that need to be made, you can let us know via our social media. The details are down in the corner. You can also click any of the links in the description. And just hit us up and let us know what you think. But yeah, we can now go ahead and get into our weekly icebreaker. But and this happened last week too, because we had an update. I was like, I feel like the ice has already been broken.
Yeah.
But we actually have an icebreaker that comes to us from one of our dear friends, Mount Lover, and he has a question that he wants to ask us. So let's jump into that.
We got, what esports have you watched or heard the most about lately?
Overwatch. The Overwatch League has pretty much been dominating the esports realm. As far as I'm concerned, I don't pay too much attention to esports, but it is damn near impossible to not hear or see anything related to Overwatch League.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I agree. That's what I hear the most about. But surprisingly, I've watched a couple of Microsoft esports because they promote them on Mixer. So when the Gears of War 2, the Gears of War Championship was on, I watched a little of that. I've watched they had an F1 tournament. I've watched some Forza racing on Mixer. So sometimes I'll just be scrolling, you're not on, some other streamers aren't on, I'll just pop up Mixer, and now they put their esports events front and center. And it may be based because I've watched some before, so to show me. But yeah, I've watched a couple of those, but definitely I've watched Overwatch League games, and yeah, they are front and center in the news.
Yeah,
for sure.
Front and center in the news. We actually have a story revolving around the Overwatch League that we're going to get into a little later in the show. So I want to make sure you stick around for that. But if you want to send us a question, you can do so via our social media. Anything that you would like to, reach. Twitter is like the best way to reach out to us, honestly.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're following us. We are at AW Gaming NS on Twitter. Hit us up. Ask us questions, and we'll answer them live here on the podcast. And no worries for those of you that are watching after the fact, because if you put it in the comment section, we read them. We'll get your questions answered. Anything that you want our opinion on. So let's go ahead and jump into the news. And first, we're going to tackle the quick hits, and the quick hits are short little lightning round style stories that don't necessarily deserve a deep dive, but there are stories that we want to talk about, and we actually want to talk about these. These might be like a little slower hits because we're gonna have to focus on these for a bit. Because the first story coming out of our quick hits is a doozy, because SEGA over their social media platforms announced that they are going to be remastering Shenmue 1 and 2 for the current generation of consoles. Now, for anybody that is a Shenmue fan, this, your dreams already came true with the release and the announcement of Shenmue 3 being in development. But this is just the crown jewel of accomplishments right here for anybody that is a Shenmue fan. I told O, who is a hardcore Shenmue fan, I think he got one of the high tier rewards for Shenmue 3.
For Shenmue 3,
I believe he's getting that jacket. I think he's getting the jacket. So that just puts it into perspective of how much he enjoys the game. But man, yeah, this is amazing. It's amazing to hear, and it just goes to show you that persistence is key when it comes to getting what you want from developers. You have to show them where the money is, and the money is in Shenmue. And we're gonna be seeing it. No release date, but
they did say it will be this year, 2018.
Yeah, so I'm hyped. I played Shenmue on the Dreamcast and then Shenmue 2 on the OG Xbox. So it'll be really nice to get back into those games. I never beat 2.
No, I didn't beat 2.
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat as you. I played 1 on the Dreamcast because, to be fair, it wasn't much on the Dreamcast that was really great.
Oh man, you are hurting my feelings.
Well, let me rephrase that. There weren't many games on the Dreamcast, but there were some very great games on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I really meant to, because there wasn't a lot on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I mean, the Dreamcast had its issues, but there are definitely some gems, and Shenmue was one of them. And with the prominence and the rise, and thanks to our live chat, Mount Lovers in the house, thanks to the success in the West of games like Yakuza, which is kind of like a spiritual successor in the kind of style of a game, the open world sandbox. You can say that it's a spiritual successor in some ways. But yeah, the rise and prominence of the Yakuza series, it'll be really cool to see what new gimmicks they bring to this remaster. And what they did say is that it will support classic and modern controls. So I'm curious as to what else they're going to add to it. Like if there's anything else that can be added to enhance the experience. But yeah, that's gonna be a must buy for me. I don't know about anybody else.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely get both of those and go because I had a good time, especially with the first one. I played the hell out of that game, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna get on Xbox One X, because I'm noticing that these remakes are better on Xbox One X.
Ooh, with the Xbox One X and the enhanced. Yeah. You know, I've actually been thinking I might trade mines in and get an X.
Yeah, I
pretty soon.
Thinking
about it.
Listen, we got a story, and we'll talk about it later on. But lately I've been really impressed with what's been going on there.
Okay.
On my One X, and
Cool. Yeah, so look out for Shenmue 1 and 2 Remaster coming out in 2018. It's really cool what's happening with Shenmue as well, because the third game is being developed by Yu Suzuki, who is the creator of the franchise, but he's doing that separate of Sega. Sega has no involvement there.
Right. They let him have it.
They let him have it in order to create the sequel. And they still own the rights to the original too. So it's just everybody wins in this situation. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like what's happening.
You don't have a problem with what's happening there, and not at all.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next quick hit. What we got up next?
This is out of my wheelhouse, and we're talking about Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. It's been a while since we talked about Destiny 2, man.
It's nothing to talk about, really. But yeah, they have announced their next expansion called Warmind is being released on May 8th.
Okay.
And they released a new development roadmap that bringing back a bunch of stuff that was in the original game, as well as some stuff we've been asking for, like a multi-emote wheel. Private matches are coming back. They're making changes to some exotic weapons, and some other stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I still like Destiny. One of the few. I mean, when you go onto the forums and people talk about Destiny, it's nothing good. Everybody's just talking about how crappy it is, how they messed it up, blah 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 blah. I still like it. It's still one of the better games with gunplay first-person shooters. Some of the best gunplay in any first-person shooter. The problem with Destiny 2 is it's a shoot and loot game with no loot. That's the biggest problem. But with that said, I think the reason I put this in here because I think this is their last chance. Because right now, this is the second DLC, and the biggest fans, all the streamers and all of the big Destiny fans, when the Destiny 2 came out, they bought the collector's set or the deluxe edition with the first two DLCs. If this DLC flops, the next DLC that comes out is probably going to flop too, because people are going to walk away from it.
Yeah, I mean, and enough people have probably already walked away to where, Destiny is already trying to retrofit their current system to, more appeal to people that enjoyed the first game. So that's what this is essentially all about. Is just like they took out a lot of features with the sequel. They had an underwhelming first expansion. And people were not happy, with the loot, the experience, name it.
It's the same mistakes they made with Destiny 1. Destiny 1 came out, it was bare. See the difference between Destiny 1 and 2, and this is why people are so upset. Destiny 1 was bare bones, and people was like, add stuff, and they built Destiny 1 up to a point where people really enjoyed the game with stuff to do. And when they released Destiny 2, It was bare bones, and
It's like, how?
yeah, how did you go so far back? You saw what we had and what we liked, and you took all of that away, and now they're putting it back in. But it may be too little, too late.
Yeah. Yeah, they might want to. I mean, I'm not going to tell them to cut their losses, but I mean, Destiny 3 is definitely going to have some splaining to do.
Yeah, there's no cutting their losses. They signed a 10-year deal with the Activision.
No, I'm talking about with this particular title.
With this game, yeah,
because it's all the damage has been done. It's been a PR nightmare. You even have people that have been on the forums just kicked off because of the negative backlash.
Yeah, how negative
So they don't even want you talking on their forums.
and you can tell when you play the game how light the community is, because when you try to do matchmaking in PvP, or if you go to the LFG forums, they're just
graveyards.
Yeah,
Damn,
exactly.
That sucks. I didn't think there was a such thing as graveyards in modern games. I feel like everybody's playing every game all the time.
Well, there's those people. It's just not like it was with Destiny 1. And even not even at their peak, even towards the end of Destiny 1, where a lot of people moved on, it was still much more players and much more active players than there are right now in Destiny 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully, they can get some of that limelight back. It's been really interesting to see how such a promising franchise has fallen so quickly.
Yeah.
So let's hope that they can get their shit together. Patch this thing up. Make it at least promising for the Game of the Year edition with like all the content, and everything.
They need to get it back towards mid Destiny 1, like right after. Was it King's Fall? Like King's Fall was like peak Destiny. That was the third expansion, I believe.
Yeah. Hopefully they can get there, because they've already seen a massive drop in their player base. Mm-hmm. It'd be unfortunate for them to see an even higher one. Right. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. We have one more quick hit for you, and this one involves Games Done Quick. So if you're unfamiliar, Games Done Quick is a yearly event that goes down, and a bunch of high-level speedrunners speedrun their favorite game, and all donations and proceeds go to charity. Mm-hmm. So it's super awesome. They raise a lot of money every single year. They have the Games Done Quick, and then they also have the Summer Games Done Quick. Mm-hmm. But this one is the main attraction, right. And the 2018 list of games and speedrunners has been announced. Right. Now, we're not going to sit here and name off all of them, because it is a 3 or 4 day event. Yeah, and there's quite a few players. There's quite a few, games. Yeah, so we're not going to sit here and list them. The details on all of the games and streamers or speedrunners will be listed on our Facebook. You can check it on our show notes. Yep. But just to give a couple, we have Banjo-Tooie, Catherine, Cuphead, which is a new entry. Yeah. Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon. Divinity Original Sin 2. That was a surprise to me as well. Yeah, surprise hit. That's gonna be really interesting to speedrun. Yeah. I want to see that so bad. Because the way that me and Mount Lover were playing, it took us like 6 hours to get out of the tutorial island. Oh, really? Yeah, because we was robbing and stealing everything, dog. Every nook and cranny. Give me all the items. It's coming to consoles, by the way. Dude, that game is fun as hell. It is fun as hell. We need to go back and beat that, Mount Lover. If you're still here, we need to play that very soon. Yeah, but go ahead. Well, something that kind of surprising is that Super Mario Odyssey didn't make it as big as it's been. It's been picked up as a big speedrunning game. Yeah, and it's not on this. It's not on this list yet. They haven't accepted it. Maybe spend some more time with it or whatever. But There's still tech being developed for that game, so hopefully we see it in the summer edition. But yeah, where it's not currently on the list, I'm a little surprised myself. Yeah. Because a lot of speedrunners have transitioned to, from what they were doing prior to just Odyssey. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And another one that kind of surprised. Maybe I didn't see it last year, but the Deus Ex pair of Deus Ex games are there. I didn't see that this year. Yeah, Deus Ex and Deus Ex Core. No, Deus Ex and Deus Ex Mankind Divided is by the same guy, Hinky. Okay. Damn, yeah, no, I haven't seen any of those,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
interesting.
definitely looking forward to some of the new games like Cuphead
Mhm.
and Divinity Original Sin 2. I want to see some of those. Pikmin 3 is in there as well. Undertale. There's a lot more games, and like I said, the list will be in our show
Yep,
notes. You can
that'll
check
be
those on our Facebook page.
yeah, we'll link to it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So that's going to be our quick hits. If you have um anything that you want to mention, like if you agree with our opinion, do you disagree, let us know in the comment section below, wherever it is that you are consuming this media. For those of you that don't know, we are live streaming across 4 different platforms. So whether you're on Facebook, you're on Twitch, you're on Mixer, or you're on YouTube, let us know what you think. We read all of our messages and we will respond to you as soon as we can. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the top 5 news stories for this week. But before we do that, I do have to give a quick little shout out to our sponsor, the New Challenger Discord. So let me go ahead and get into that. Bam. Okay, so if you are trying to get good at your favorite fighting game with your favorite fighting game character, the New Challenger Discord is for you. Filled to the brim with tons of video game and fighting game enthusiasts that will help you build that solid foundation in any fighting game that you are currently playing. Supporting games like Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, and of course Dragon Ball FighterZ, which just wrapped up its first season. So congratulations to all of the participants, and also congratulations and big ups to everybody who participated. I actually did not make it to the finals because I didn't play in enough matches, but the competition was there. There's definitely a place for me to go and learn more with the new challengers, and that's what I've been doing, just going and playing matches against high level skilled players and trying to improve myself. And you can do so too. Go to newchallenger.gg, join the Discord, and let them know that True Sonic sent you. Shout out to Mr. Vinegar, who is the founder of the Discord channel, and also a big shout out to Mount Lover, who is a friend of a weekly gaming news show. He's also a sponsor over on Twitch, or a subscriber on Twitch. So big ups to you for that. And he's one of the OGs. Designed our overlay and everything. He is the homie. I call him the stream tech. he likes to keep us on board. But let's go ahead and move on to our top 5 news stories. And we got some doozies, man. We got some doozies. And so let's go ahead and jump into the first story. So first up, we got news out of Overwatch League.
Yeah, so this is problematic. So there's an Overwatch player. He was on what was he on? Boston Uprising. Goes by the name of Casper, Dream Casper. His name is Jonathan Sanchez. He was just fired, released, terminated from his contract, and he was fired not for anything in game or any chat shenanigans, but apparently he had been preying on underage girls.
Oh my god, dude. Like, these guys are getting paid to play video games. Like, I don't understand what the hell's going on here with these people. I mean, we just talked about how someone was fired for or suspended for spamming the Trihex emote,
right,
at one of the commentators.
Exactly. And now this guy, and there's proof. Apparently it started with a 14-year-old girl, and I think he's 21.
Mm-hmm.
And another girl came forward, a 16-year-old came forward saying he did the same thing to him. And there's text messages that's out there. Apparently they exchange pictures of adult content or and it's this is the stuff that annoys me, because this is the stuff that people pick up. And it's the worst of the worst, right? It's the worst of, and it's no different than anything else in the world. There's good people and there's bad people, and but come on, man, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure what is going on with these guys. I mean, they are literally living the dream, if you ask me. They're getting paid to play their favorite video game, have legions of fans. It's like, dang, dude, you can't pull a girl your age. Like, come on now.
He had a girlfriend. That's the worst part.
Oh, Lord.
He had a girlfriend. This dude is just a creep. And I don't understand. I don't know. Really, just come on, man.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I don't know. There's definitely no excuse. His departure was swift and it needed to be, because this is unacceptable, man. You can't do that.
Oh
You can't do that.
no. So his career is over for sure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, is he going to jail as well?
Oh yeah, probably. That's what I was going. That's my next point. I'm gonna be like, they have hard evidence. So not only is his career over, he's going to get locked up because he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's essentially where we're standing at. And like I said, this is the stuff that they talk about in the news, right? Oh, all the video gamers, all they do they prey on kids, right? That's the story we're going to see on Fox News, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
So this is the thing that annoys me, because it puts a bad it just
puts a bad light on the gaming.
Exactly, as the gaming community as a whole, because now everybody's gonna say, "See, we told you all. This is what all video gamers do. This is what they do."
Yeah, and a quick update: the player we were referencing before, XQC, he has been released from his team.
Yes,
he was suspended when we first reported it, and now he has been released from the team for his awful behavior. What team was he on? The Boston Uprising.
No. Oh, was he Boston Uprising?
He was a Boston. Yeah, no. XQC was Boston. Oh no. He was. I
thought he was like Dallas. The Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas Fuel. Dallas
Fuel. Yeah.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah. So that's the second one. Second one is biting the dust as far as his pro Overwatch career. And I mean, the league just freaking started like this year, right?
Yeah, first season hasn't even completed yet, and they've got
two scandals,
serious scandals. I mean, XQC, I guess that's just a serious, but this is like serious, like going to jail.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like the two of the most like extreme like instances of like serious issues with Overwatch right now. You have an open racist.
Yeah,
and you have a pedophile. It's like, how do you get much worse? Like, somebody's gonna have to get murdered, and I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's super annoying because like I said, both of them, all they're doing is perpetuating stereotypes.
Yeah, and you know what? I watched XQC's apology video because he posted it to his to his YouTube channel.
It's nonsense.
He didn't even really apologize. He was just like, "Yeah, I got caught. What I did was like wrong to some, but I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, and whoever doesn't like it, it doesn't matter."
Yeah, but because
like, damn,
like I said when we talked about the story, he's like, "This is why I came up." So yeah, really, whatever, dude.
Yeah, so good riddance to both players. Honestly, the Overwatch League is gonna have to do some serious vetting with their players, man.
Yeah,
because this kind of bad press and bad publicity is no good. No. Especially if you're trying to have like Overwatch be played on Disney XD. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You want Overwatch to replace the NFL. You can't have pedophiles.
No. Yeah. So we'll see what comes from it. There hasn't been any legal or like police charges or anything like that.
Yeah,
not yet. But once it happens, we'll definitely let you know.
Oh, those are coming.
Yeah, they're definitely coming. That guy's going down.
Yeah, like I said, there's a screen cap of one of the texts he sent to this little girl, and yeah,
it's sad, man. It's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let's go ahead and move on to our next story. And this is actually pretty interesting if you are in the tech world, you build your PC or anything like that. This is actually pretty interesting. So, Boogie, why don't you go ahead and take us into this story?
So our friends in the FTC, the United States Federal Trade Commission, they typically handle, they're the ones that they got on the Counter-Strike Lotto thing. They're the ones that went after those guys. Yes.
What was it called? The CSGO Lotto. Yeah.
Yes, CSGO, right. So they've sent out a letter, and this didn't actually start in or originate with the video game. This is actually because of Apple, believe it or not. But it's Apple and their heavy-handedness when it comes to getting Apple devices repaired.
Okay.
And basically what the FTC is saying, look, those void warranties, void stickers are invalid. You can't force somebody to use your services or parts unless you're providing it for free to make repairs on their devices.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the repair is shoddy and is not done properly, is one thing. But if they have a verified repair by somebody that's licensed or certified to do that type of work, whether they use third-party parts or not, you cannot void the warranty on that device. And I mean, that's all of us that have any video game. Every video game system
every console
has that void warranty sticker on it, and that thing means nothing. It's actually illegal. There apparently it's like 1970. I want to say 79. It's in the 70s sometime, but there's a law. It's called the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, which prohibits this. Mm-hmm. And they sent it out to, it says 6 companies. It says some electronics manufacturers, video game makers, and car manufacturers got them. But Apple was in the news for doing this, and actually John Deere is apparently notorious for this because all of their farm equipment, they have this type of thing. If you work on your farm equipment and use non-John Deere parts, where your warranty is voided. So, yeah, if you need to fix your Xbox, go ahead and fix it.
Yeah. I mean, because I remember this only became a huge problem for me back when I was going through the whole like Red Ring of Death situation, because there was a lot of like hot fixes and stuff on the internet, but a lot of it required you to void the warranty. And although Microsoft was pretty like okay as far as their extended warranty because of the red rings, mm-hmm. there was one situation where I had gotten the red rings a second time on the same console, and they were acting as if they weren't going to fix it.
Right.
And I was like, well, this isn't my fault. This is a design flaw in your console. I don't care how long your extended warranty is. The console is red ringing. Freaking fix it. And of course they did.
Yeah, I mean, I have a similar story. It was Xbox 360. It's the reason I got my PlayStation 3 last gen.
Yeah.
Because I think I've told the story on the show before. My Xbox red ring, and I was using a wireless adapter at the time. Remember, it was an external device you had to buy. Wireless wasn't built into the original 360.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it actually plugs in on top of the warranty sticker. And when I sent it in, it's like, well, your warranty sticker's been tampered with. We see scratches and stuff. Oh. And I'm like, well, that's because I used the wireless adapter. And they're like, well, we can't work on it because it looks like it's been tampered with. And it took me some screaming and yelling and some nasty emails. But in the meantime, I had sold all of my Xbox games and stuff and got a PS3. Eventually, they fixed it, but it's just the fact that, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess this is a thumbs up for consumers everywhere. So now, if you need to fix something, you can go ahead and get it fixed. And just speaking on Apple, dude, did you see the product that they released for the fucking earpods or whatever?
No, what did they release?
They released the thing that basically turns them into regular headphones. It's like a freaking cord, and like there's little holes, and the earpods go into the holes, and they are regular headphones again.
What?
So
is it Apple? Is it Apple made, or is it?
Maybe it could be third party. I don't know, but I definitely saw it. I was like, wow, dude.
Yeah, I've tried AirPods and they're not comfortable, so I sent them back. They weren't comfortable for me anyway.
Yeah. It seemed like a dumb idea. But so let's go ahead and move on to our next story. This one involving PUBG. See, I told you we were going to be talking about PUBG a little bit more. And this is actually pretty interesting because it looks like AMC, the network behind the Walking Dead series, is going to be sponsoring a PUBG tournament.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I said that's right.
So I had mentioned in a previous episode that I hadn't really heard anything or knew anything about any kind of PUBG tournaments going on, because I believe it won an award for like best esport or something like that.
Yes, best esports games. Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell did they win an esports award? I didn't even know there was an esports. But well, here we go. We got a story revolving around that. So let's talk about it a bit.
Yeah. So basically, what AMC is doing, they're partnered with Twitch. They're going to take 8 top PUBG Twitch streamers. They're gonna put them in teams, four versus four. One team is gonna represent The Walking Dead. One team is gonna represent Fear of the Walking Dead, and they're gonna be playing in zombie mode against each other essentially. This actual tournament is leading up to the season 4 premiere of Fear of the Walking Dead and the season finale of The Walking Dead. This season's finale. So. Yeah. It's definitely a tie-in. They're not playing normal PUBG. They're playing some kind of zombie horde mode, as opposed to the standard PUBG. But that sounds. I don't know. I haven't played PUBG in ages. But I don't know if there's a zombie horde mode where you drop down and you got to search for stuff first. That would be kind of fun. I would think.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what H1Z1 wasn't it?
Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, that's coming up. That sounds super interesting. PUBG needs to do something because they are continually to lose ground to Fortnite. And this is a kind of a step in the right direction if Walking Dead wasn't on such a decline. Because Walking Dead is on its way down. I hear Fear of the Walking Dead is pretty good, but The Walking Dead is tired.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that just wish the series would just go ahead and end. Yeah, I haven't played it in a long time either. So this is pretty good. Any good PR for PUBG is good, right? Because they're going through the ringer with all the competition, yet alone all of the just straight copycats,
right?
Like actual cut and paste ripoffs.
Yeah, the ones that they're suing.
We talked about that last week. Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. The season 8 finale airs on the when is it?
When is it? That's a good question. The 15th.
Oh, that was yesterday.
The tournament started yesterday.
Okay.
So it was yesterday. Duh.
Okay, so this happened yesterday. So if you didn't catch it, hey,
you missed it.
You missed it. It's over.
Yeah. Probably should check that before we came on, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, it was still some semi-relevant, I guess. That's actually pretty funny though. But let's go ahead and move on to the next story. Well, what's up? We have another part of PUBG.
PUBG also is on the Xbox One exclusively, and it looks like the Xbox One is going to be getting the Miramar Desert map. It's going to go live. It's going testing this month, by the end of this month, and it should go live sometime next month. So the second map, the PUBG second map, which PC players hated to the point where they modded their games to not ever select that map. Yeah. But it will be coming to the consoles within the month.
Yeah. So all of us that are still on early access on the Xbox can finally get a taste of what everybody hates on PC. It sounds like a fantastic time. I can't wait. But so that's enough PUBG news. I mean, we had some news, and some of it was just like it's already happened. That's actually pretty funny that happened. But let's go ahead and move on. And now we're going to be talking about the Xbox, and not in the way that you think. We're talking about the OG Xbox. OG Xbox, because not too long ago, Microsoft made an announcement that OG Xbox games, and when I say OG, I mean the original console, those games are going to be coming to Xbox One. As of right now, you can currently play a pretty big list of Xbox 360 games on the Xbox.
Yeah. I didn't realize it's over 500.
Yeah, so we have a pretty substantial amount of original Xbox game or Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One that are currently playable via backwards compatibility. And we're going to be getting a large list of OG Xbox games as well. Yeah. With the addition of more 360 games as well that are coming down the line.
So they're breaking it up into 2 releases. On the 17th, which is tomorrow, there's a group of them which includes the Elder Scrolls 3, Panzer Dragon, Jade Empire, SSX 3. And then on the 26th, there's more coming out. Panzer Elite, but the big ones on the 26th are all of the Star Wars games.
All the Star Wars
Battlefront, Battlefront 2, Jedi Academy, Starfighter, KOTR,
Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah.
Yep. Republic Commando. I mean, all of those games will be coming out on the 26th. I mean, those are some big heavy hitters, especially KOTR. I mean, that is probably one of, if not my favorite gamer from around that particular era.
Yeah, and I mean, I hear about that game today. Like anytime I'm talking about the current Battlefield, debacle with like other people, they bring up the fact that they miss Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, Kodar is one of the it was a great game. It was Mass Effect before there was a Mass Effect.
Yeah, and I actually missed out on the majority, the vast majority of these games, especially the Star Wars ones. So with backwards compatibility, I may jump into one of these.
And what's funny is I was in Five Below because just tell you a secret. Not only do I use Movie Pass, I go to Five Below to buy $1 box candy, so I'm not paying $6 at the damn movie. But I was in there and I saw like some of these games, like the Star Wars games. I saw a couple of those in the bin, and I'm pretty sure I saw Jade Empire. They were all in the bin, $5 bin.
Okay. And so the same way that you can play 360 games using the disc, you're going to be able to play original Xbox games with your disc as well.
Just drop the disc in your Xbox One and off you go.
Man, I can't wait to get on some Jet Set Radio Future. That's my jam. I cannot wait to play that. I did mention the 360 games because there's going to be more of those coming out, but those games are actually going to be getting an Xbox One enhancement. Yeah,
so this is what I was talking.
Xbox One X. I mean,
yeah, this is what I was referring to with the Xbox One X. So there's 6 games. Yeah, 6 games are getting Xbox One enhanced. So they're getting upgraded visuals. It goes for it's 4K, but it's not native 4K. It's rendered, but still. You get Darksiders, Gears of War 2, Portal 2, Red Dead Redemption, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. So if you already have these games were already available in Xbox in the Xbox backwards compatibility program. They are now available to play in 4K. So immediately when I saw that, I popped in Red Dead Redemption, and man, listen,
damn,
I was really surprised. The texture mapping, no pop-ins, smooth play. I mean, it's definitely looks like a current gen game, and I'm like, it looks better than some games that have been just recently released. I was just at
looks better than Radical Heights, man.
I was just in awe. I mean, what they did with that game, and that's the only one I have. I think. I didn't. Oh wait, Gears 2. I didn't even check Gears 2, and I have also Dark Souls. I didn't check either one of those, but that Red Dead Redemption, man, that thing it looks really, really good. It looks real good. And Phil Spencer had a tweet, and I thought it was kind of cool. He released a tweet saying, "I started Red Dead Redemption on Xbox 360. I played some more on Xbox One S, and now I finished it in 4K on my Xbox One X." He said, "There's only one place you can say you did that."
It's only on Xbox.
Yeah, but
that's like one of the only experiences you can have on Xbox.
Right.
If you spent a whole lot of money and bought 3 different consoles.
Right. Well, he didn't spend money; they gave it to him.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but what he also mentioned was the cloud save. So if you have any of these games, you have cloud saves. It just picks up right where you left off. It's just, but man, what they did to these games are especially with Red Dead, it's mind blowing how good it looks. I
can't wait to get an Xbox One S. I mean, the first thing I have to do is get a TV that can take advantage of the 4K visuals. But it would be nice to.
They've come down so much now, and actually, this is probably around a better time because in June, it's usually the new TV season. They release the next season TVs, so you can get TVs for fairly cheap now as they're moving into the new models.
Yeah, man. I might have to go ahead and make that purchase. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
We have more news coming out of Xbox. What else do we got?
I think that was it, right?
No, we got the new debuts on the Game Pass.
Oh, did I put that down there? Oops. Yeah, that's right. The new. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Xbox released. They have some new games that. We've rarely talked about this. They add and take games out every week. I mean, every month. But what's notable this month is a game called RoboCraft Infinity. That is a brand new game just released, and when it was released, much like Sea of Thieves, it was released for Game Pass as well.
Okay.
So if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can go ahead and download and play that game without spending an extra penny. I haven't tried it yet. I will try it because I don't see why it's why wouldn't I? But yeah, that's kind of cool, and we know that there's a couple of more new release games. With Crackdown to be in there, and what was the other game? There's a third game. State of Decay, right?
State of Decay 2, yeah.
State of Decay 2 also will show up there. And if you're interested, other games that have showed up for this month are Cities, Skylines, The Hunter Call of the Wild Cluster Truck, Portal Knights, Kingdom New Land, Sacred Citadel, and the Late Shift. Those are now all available on Microsoft's Game Pass.
Yeah. Portal Knights is actually really cool. I played Portal Knights. That's a fun game. There was another one you named that I had played. I can't remember. Which one was? Oh, Cluster Truck. Yeah, Cluster Truck is hella fun. Okay. I'm actually looking at gameplay footage for Robocraft. It does not look bad.
No, it looks pretty good actually.
It actually looks pretty cool. Might have to check it out. I actually didn't end up getting Game Pass because I wasn't gonna play Sea of Thieves. So I was like, yeah, well, might as well just hold off on Game Pass until I'm ready to get Crackdown or something.
Yeah, I signed up for it. I think I played Sea of Thieves for maybe 10 minutes. But what I did do
that's about all you need, right?
Yeah, I downloaded the 2 Pac-Man games, and I've been playing the hell out of it.
Oh yeah, Pac-Man. And so quick question. All right, so the games are like added and removed every month, right? If you want to keep them beyond that, don't you pay a lower price point for them?
Yeah, you can buy them at discount if a game is going off, because they give you ample time. They usually announce in the middle of the month or maybe a month before that, okay, this game is April now, this game is coming off in June.
Okay.
And you have ample time. You can go and buy. I think the discount is like 25 or 30%. It's a decent discount. Okay. So if it's definitely, if it's a game that you like and you want to play and you want to keep playing it after they remove it from Game Pass, you do have the opportunity to buy it at a discounted price. Yes.
Cool. And so that's all of our news coming out of the world of Microsoft. And now let's talk to a very small demographic. Yo, where are my 30 to 40-year-olds at? Because we're about to talk about some old-ass games right now. We're about to talk about the King of Kong himself. Billy Mitchell is in the news. And yeah, he got some splaining to do.
He got some splaining to do, yes.
Yes.
So the King of Kong, and if you don't know, the King of Kong is actually a documentary.
Yeah.
What's it called? Fistful of Quarters. The King of Kong, I think is what it's called, or King of Kong Fistful of Quarters. One of those is I know it's Fistful of Quarters for sure. But basically, Billy Mitchell had been on Twin Galaxies. If you don't know what Twin Galaxies is, it's an organization that tracks arcade scores, and they track the scores played off of arcade cabinets. Now, that's very important that I say arcade cabinets. And Billy Mitchell had the high score for, I think he had 3 to 5 highest scores ever on a Donkey Kong game. And people were complaining, or people were questioning how he actually got his scores. And it's been found out through independent research that Billy Mitchell is a cheater.
He's a cheater. Yeah.
He achieved 2 of his top 3 scores using emulation. And if emulation doesn't work like the arcade board, therefore, and the rules say you have to achieve your scores off for arcade hardware. So if you use emulation, they're null and void. And not only is his score's been wiped out, he can't play on a regular arcade machine to get it back because he's been banned from all of these leaderboards. Twin Galaxy said, look, Billy Mitchell, you're a cheater, you're a liar, beat it. Never want to hear from you again. Yeah. So, the King of Kong is not Billy Mitchell anymore.
He has been dethroned. It's very weird and interesting how he got a lot of his footage. Apparently, some of it came from like handycam footage or whatnot, and then there was some splicing that was done to make it seem as if it was legit. But according to the independent research, the way that the game on its original hardware loads is different than how it loads in emulation. I think either from left or right to left or vice versa. But there is a distinct difference between the two versions, and he was found out. So he's been, appropriately banned,
Right.
and his records have been taken away from him.
Right.
And to me, I say great, because not only is he a shithead for cheating, but he just looks like an asshole.
Yeah, he is a bit of a jerk.
He has an asshole face.
Yeah, and if you want to watch that documentary, The King of Kong, I think it's on Netflix. I want to say
I believe it is.
Yeah, but watch that documentary, The King of Kong, and you can see who he is and how he behaves. I
no sympathy.
Yeah, I don't care. Good for him. That's what he gets.
Yeah.
And I like that they banned him. And they didn't ban him because he cheated. They banned him because he maintained the lie for so long.
Because people had thought that he had cheated for years.
For years. Even in the documentary, they alluded to thinking that his scores were illegitimate.
Yeah, but, there was never any solid proof. But,
right.
Luckily now we got it, so his name can be erased from the history books. Yep. I believe he's also banned from Guinness World Records.
Guinness World Records took his record down. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so farewell to Billy Mitchell. If you are a fan of Regular Show, which was a cartoon that aired on Cartoon Network, they actually did an episode that kind of played to this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And the Billy Mitchell character, he actually tried to go at Cartoon Network for using his likeness or whatnot, but it was pretty funny and very appropriate.
When are these people going to realize that you can't go after a parody? If they're making a parody of you, you can't go after them. The only time you can go after them is if they specifically mention that is you.
That is you. Yeah, no,
right.
They never said his name.
No.
It was pretty funny, but hopefully his hot sauce can sustain him, because being the King of Kong is no longer in his resume.
No.
But yeah, that's our top 5 news stories. Let us know what you think about it. I find that the Billy Mitchell issue being put to rest it's just like the end of an era.
Yeah.
So now I want to see what comes next. I don't know where the current leaderboards is right now. So who is currently the King of Kong? Do we have that? Can we find that?
I did look at it. You should just go to Twin Galaxies.
Okay.
Let me look at it, because I do want to know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Like I was saying, let us know what you guys think on any of the stories that we've covered today. Whether you agree with us or disagree, we still want to hear from you. Because we don't pride ourselves in being like the first to report. Sometimes we're the last to report, as seen with our our PUBG tournament story. But we want to hear from you guys, so let us know what you think down in the comment section, or you can hit us up on our social media. The details are down in the corner as well as in the description.
The current number one is Robbie Lakeman at 1.24 million. 1,247,700 undisputed.
Okay, undisputed champion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so good for him for finally being able to take that throne and get Billy Mitchell the hell out of here.
Yep.
But yeah, that was our top 5. So now let's go ahead and move into our next segment, which is going to be This Week in Loot Boxes.
Yeah, we got it back. Yeah,
we got it back. Yeah, and this segment is brought to you in part by South Korea, because they are going ham on deceptive loot box tactics. So let's go ahead and jump into this story. Boogie, I'll let you take us there.
So the Korean Fair Trade Commission, which is essentially the same as the American the Federal Trade Commission, they got after a couple of companies, 3 companies, to be exact. Nexon. What are the 3 companies?
It was Nexon, Next Floor, and Net Marble or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Net Marble. Yeah. So they got on them for deceptive loot box practices. Basically, what these companies did was they listed their odds as like a 50-50 chance, 50% chance to get this dropped item out of a loot box. And during studying, they found that the chance was actually as low as half of 1%. So they said they fined them between 4,000, which was Next Floor's fine, Netmarble was given 42. Excuse me, no. Yeah, Netmarble was given a $42,000 fine and a $14,000 fine, and it didn't mention the third company what's the
Next floor.
no Nexon. Nexon wasn't mentioned.
Nexion.
Yeah, Nexon. Next floor was fined $4,700, and Netmarble was fined $42,300 and $14,100. And it may not sound like a lot, but that's the conversion from the Korean to
US dollars.
Oh wait, I take that back. Nexon got fined the most, $882,700. They got hammered, and $5,200 for 2 games. Lawbreakers was $800,000. Maple Story $5,200. Star Wars Force Arena was fined for $42,300, and Marvel Future Fight $14,000. And then Destiny Child, $4,700. And all of these games have loot boxes, and they all were misrepresenting the odds.
Yeah.
They were told they had to review and reform their monetization practices, and they need to change how they're promoting their loot boxes and odds.
Yeah, I mean this loot box debacle, started. It all started way back in the day when EA decided they were gonna fuck over people that were fans of Star Wars, and it has just been trickling down to other AAA studios as well as these smaller studios. Right. And Nexion, they're actually pretty big because they publish, or I guess they publish a lot of US games or distribute a lot of US games in South Korea. Yeah. So, for them to get have those kind of like tactics and misrepresenting the odds, like you're gonna pay up.
Can't do it.
These guys aren't paying. They're not playing anymore.
Nope.
And South Korea is big on gaming industry,
and
regulating the gaming industry as it is.
Yep.
So, they better act right, man.
Yeah, definitely. I think they got again. I have, just like the Billy Mitchell story, they got what they deserve.
Oh, yeah, of course. And as always, if there is any loot box related stories that you would like us to discuss or give our opinions on, let us know. Hit us up on social media. Details are in the description, and you can also see them in the corner over there, right underneath Boogie. You see all of our little details. So let us know what you think. If there's any loot box related story you would like us to discuss, let us know. We'll definitely tackle that. Now we're gonna move into our next segment because we like to try and incorporate our live audience into the show, and we've been able to do that by allowing you guys to ask us questions. Normally gaming related, but it can be like pop culture or anything like comics, movies, anything that you guys would like to ask us. And we want to, showcase that during the show. So this next segment, which doesn't necessarily have a name, will be us answering questions from some of our live audience members. So first up, we have a question from the homie Maury Jin. And Boogie, why don't you read this one for us? I
think it might be an issue here because Mount Lover has the same question.
Oh, really?
Did I attribute?
I don't know. I posted the Mount Lover question. I didn't see the Maury Jin question.
How long do you?
Okay. I think Mount Lover may have reposted it as using the hashtag. That's why I was able to see.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay. So yeah. So this question comes from Maury Jin and was reposted by Mount Lover. That's what we're gonna go with. So go ahead. Let's read it out. What we got?
How long do you think these battle royal games will be in the limelight before they die down and people find a new game?
Well, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. Right now, the battle royale seems to be the new it factor in terms of games. I was actually at the barbershop. I was getting my hair cut. And on like regular daytime news, I believe it was like 4:00 in the afternoon or something like the 5:00 news. They were talking about Fortnite and how popular it was.
Yep.
So I honestly don't see this going anywhere. I don't see it going anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's the new first person shooter, right? I
Yeah.
mean, is that definitely first person? Well, there's a first person version, there's third person, yeah. But I think it's just a new genre that's going to be here to stay.
Yeah.
It's elbowed, it's put itself in the mix, and has it taken away from other games? Sure. But are there going to be other games out there still? Yes. I mean, there's still going to be our third-person cover shooters. There's still going to be the traditional first-person shooters. But I think the battle royale games, they're here to stay.
Yeah, I mean, and with any successful game, there's going to be people that are going to want to play off of that success.
Right.
So you have competition now.
Right.
If PUBG could have had it how they wanted, and nobody else made another battle royale game, I would probably have a different answer for you.
Right.
But now that we're seeing competition in the form of Fortnite, in the form of Radical Heights, and anything else that may come down in the future, which it will.
Yeah.
I don't see this going away unless it gets like super oversaturated or something like that.
But my only concern, or the only way I think this will go away, if there's no my brain is broken. if people keep releasing the same thing over and over again, right? If there's no advancement, if nobody brings anything else interesting to the genre, it'll stagnate and go away at some point. But as long as people keep iterating and they bring in new features, because remember, PUBG was just find stuff and shoot people. Fortnite brought the fort building and building of forts. So as long as people can bring different type of gameplay elements that keep the games interesting and fresh, I think they will continue to go on. It's just like any other game, from your platformers to sports games to shooters to wherever else. As long as you can continue to bring interesting and fresh takes into the genre, it'll be able to last. But if it gets to the point where every battle royale game is the same, it just looks different, then eventually people will stop playing.
Yeah, and I would go as far to say that as because me personally, I don't necessarily like partake in the battle royale scene. I own PUBG on the Xbox One, played it less than a handful of times, and I played Fortnite, and I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, Fortnite. I've tried Fortnite. I've tried it on the Xbox. Yeah, I played it on my phone. Blah blah.
Yeah. So for if there's anybody out there that's like me and doesn't like the battle royale formula, if we start to see that in other franchises, like if Halo and Call of Duty and if everybody jumps on the bandwagon,
Call of Duty is having battle royale.
I don't know. I mean,
it's actually
very true. But I could see people that are not fans of it, like kind of staying away,
right? And
then like if other games try to implement it, that'll keep them from playing that game. Yeah. So like if Call of Duty was to do it, it'll turn off people. They get less sales, so then they'll just stop. Or I don't know.
Yeah, it's not for everything. It's not for everybody. That's the thing. I don't want to see, and that's something that easily kill a genre. Is everybody and their mama does it. You got like you said, Gears of War, Halo, Call of Duty, Star Wars. What name any first person shooter or third person game out there, Uncharted, and they just all of them start adding these battle royale modes. Eventually, nobody's going to want to play any of it because it's just oversaturated. But if there's still a couple of major players, because if you look at the first person shooter, there's a couple of major players, and every now and then there's other games that pop up that are good, right? It's just going to be the same thing. It'd be a couple of major players. We're looking at you, PUBG. We're looking at you, Fortnite, and there's going to be other ones that bring interesting wrinkles to the formula that might be popular for a little while.
Yeah. Not looking at Radical Heights. That's not an example of what we're just talking about.
Right. Oh man, yeah. So, I think they're here to stay, for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for me at least, because I don't think they're all that they're cracked up to be, especially in the form that they're released. Like if it was like the full game, it was fully optimized. There was no stupid glitches and bugs like random BS.
I think that's why Fortnite was got so popular so quick, because when it was released, it was the fit and finish on that was outstanding. It was
yeah.
It's very
Leagues
polished.
ahead of where
Right.
PUBG was.
Yeah, and PUBG was still in early access as of December. It just got as 1.0 on PC in December. It's still early access on Xbox.
Yeah.
So when you look at people like, okay, I can play a bit of a glitchy mess in PUBG, or I can play a polished game in Fortnite, they go to Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh yeah, excellent question. Thank you, Maury Jin, for asking us, and for those of you that are watching us live, do remember that you can ask us questions. Just put it in the chat. Use the hashtag AskAWGNS, and we'll read them out loud, and we'll give you we'll give our opinions on them. So let's go ahead and move on to the long form, and we're still talking about esports, so it kind of plays into our weekly icebreaker. We try to do that every once in a while. So let's go ahead and get into the long form. Boogie, what we got?
I got, with the growth of esports, how much of gaming culture's dirty laundry will be aired? And again,
I think we just got a pretty big glimpse of what can possibly happen.
Right. So the stereotype is, you're a gamer, you're a 30-something-year-old fat slob in the basement eating Dominoes, got Mountain Dew and Cheetos dust everywhere, and you're on there, either you're a child or you're an adult preying on kids. That's been the stereotype for so long, right? You're a loner, you're some kind of mental issues. You're just, that's all they talk about gamers. You wear glasses, you're not showered, you got a neck beard, all that crazy nonsense. But my question is, as these games, like you just talked about Fortnite being popular and being mentioned on the news, when we look at Overwatch and esports, and they blasting that everywhere, and it's just not Overwatch, Madden on ESPN, and you start seeing stuff like that. How much of the dirty laundry is going to get aired? Because if you look back at some of the bad stuff, we talked about it last year, the For Honor cheater. Remember the dude that cheated in For Honor to win the tournament?
Oh yeah, he won the tournament. I remember.
The last year at one of the Madden games, at one of the Madden tournaments, one of this dude was just a super jerk, being an ass. Mm-hmm. He was the epitome of bro culture, the bro culture thing. When we look at the QX, what's his name, QXC or XQC, whatever his name is, you look at him and the racist, the racist undertones.
Yeah, there was actually an article very recently of a journalist play testing a game with developers. And then it was a female journalist, and while in game, one of the developers thought that he had killed one of his coworkers and teabagged the dead body.
Right.
But it wasn't his buddy; it was the girl, and so that kind of like blew up on the internet, where like, the girl got teabagged and all this and that, and it was.
I think that story. I saw that. So I think that story is stupid.
No, yeah, it is. It's stupid how it was blown out of proportion,
right,
but
exactly.
It's weird how like something so simple is like, oh yeah, this little thing that us gamers do, and like he mentioned that he didn't mean to do that to her, but it's like, why would you do that anyway? It's like,
that's what gamers do.
That
right? Don't teabag.
Don't teabag women testing your game for like a news article, my boy.
But yeah, that the problem is he's silly because he's teabagging, but. When you look at stuff like that, because 90% of the time when you're playing these games, because lately they've pretty much blocked all communications because people are so toxic. Mm-hmm. You don't know who's on the other side. So if I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's Mount Lover, I don't know if it's anybody else. So if I teabag you, it's just because I'm an ass and I like teabagging people. It has nothing to do with your gender, anything, your gender, race, or anything like that. But when you look at the thing that really that XQ, I keep saying whatever he's stupid. He should have a real name with 3 letters. Get a real name.
Yeah.
But XQC, when you look at him, something that really bothered me about what he said was that this is the culture I grew up in. That's how Twitch is, and it's true. When you go and look at Twitch, people have struggled with moderating the comment sections because people are just outrageous. They get that anonymity and they just say things that 90% of the people that are saying that stuff would never say that stuff in real life.
Right, and to somebody's face, yeah.
Yeah, they know they're wrong. They're just doing it for the lulz, right? So, but that's the type of stuff that's going to be aired, right? If you're watching Overwatch League and they're doing a Twitch overlay and you watch that chat fly up, guarantee you're gonna see something that's not too nice in there, right? When you look at this dumb pedophile kid from Boston, whatever his name was, it's irrelevant. But Dreamcasper, when you look at the stuff he's doing, that's something that's the parent's worst nightmare, right? You see your kid's in a safe place. He's in his house. He or she's in the home. They're watching video games. They're playing a video game. You shouldn't have to worry about somebody preying on them. And when you see this just reinforces that fear that is, to be quite honest, is unwarranted, because people aren't on Xbox or PlayStation trying to groom your children. And
right.
I mean, it's just like with anything else in society. There's always that bad element, but at the end of the day, that's not the community as a whole. And when you look at stuff like this, it's just what's going to happen when people are realizing that when these stories are coming out, and these are the only stories coming out, as opposed to the because you don't hear mainstream will never report about games done quick.
No.
Right? Or Child's Play. You don't hear about stuff like that, but you will see this on the news.
Yeah, this will be on the news if it hasn't already been.
Story.
Yeah,
the swatting story we talked about.
Yep.
Earlier this year, that stuff is on the news, and I think these esports league, especially when they want to be as huge as Overwatch, Blizzard's Overwatch League wants to be, they have to vet their players. They have to make sure that these people are on the up and up. They can't. If you find a player, you look through his social media, and he has a handful of racist posts, he can't be on the team, because it's gonna come out.
It's gonna, people are gonna find it, because, like, dude, don't be in the limelight and have any dirty laundry, man. People are gonna look you up. They're gonna find out what you did, what you said, and it's gonna be aired out on Twitter, and it's gonna just change your entire situation, man.
And in today's climate, I mean, that stuff that ends it.
Yeah. So those both of those guys are done being professional Overwatch players.
For sure,
they're just done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you know what? I'll be actually really interested to see whether or not the platforms that they confide in so much will allow them to keep going.
Well, Dreamcasper he's going somewhere, but he ain't going to stream.
Oh no, he's going to jail.
Yeah, he's done. But the XQC kid, that QXC or whatever his stupid name is, he can jump back on Twitter, and he has notoriety now, right? Former Overwatch pro. Let's watch him play Overwatch. He'll pick up people, and there's people that really don't care what he said, right? And
yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
But back to the original question, I feel like all of the dirty laundry will be aired. If there's dirty laundry to be aired, it will be aired, because esports is getting into the limelight. You're seeing video and I don't watch too much TV anymore, but if I'm scrolling through channels and I'm seeing video games on TV, it's there. Video games are here. And they're here to stay. It's a lot of money to be made. So, people want to make that money. So these individuals will definitely have to be squeaky clean in order to maintain that, positive reputation.
Right. And people can argue that it's no different than any other league, like football, basketball, baseball. There's criminals there too. In all three leagues, right?
Of course.
But the problem is, it's just the way the way gaming has been looked on as long as it's been around.
Yeah.
As this fringe thing that's filled with never-do-wells, essentially.
Yeah. And then another thing you can say is that video games are more primarily targeted towards children.
Yes.
So you don't want your kids watching a program or a movie or TV show or any kind of sport that deals with the negative stigma of pedophiles and stuff. You don't want that. So you're definitely gonna have issues with Disney XD when your game your game tournament has former pedophiles on a team or whatever.
Right.
That's gonna be a huge issue for that team. Right. Even though he's gone, that's gonna be a huge issue for them.
Right.
Because now they're known as the team that had that pedophile on there.
Right. No, the known issues, exactly, and it's
they might have to rebrand and all that. You
Yeah,
never know.
it's gonna well they should be able to get past because if
Hopefully.
anything was done, they did do the right thing immediately. They first said, okay, we heard about this, we're gonna look into it. When they found out more, it's like he's fired. Nothing to do with him anymore. What he did is reprehensible. He's off the team, and that's the way that's the way it's supposed to go. You can't just say, okay, somebody tweets something and like, oh, okay, he's fired. You got to look into it first. So you give him that little grace period. But I mean, I think they handled it well. But
Yeah.
my question is, how many more of these are going to? Because this is two now. That's pretty. Again, like you said, this is the first year. So
First year of Overwatch League and 2 scandals.
yeah, so it's something that they got to definitely keep that eye on. And they're not the only league that's had scandals. I mean,
No, of course
there's
not.
been scandals all over the place, but it's just we're pointing at Overwatch League because how front and center they are, how much they're putting into it, how much they want to be in your face.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you're right. I think there's going to be more of this. The stereotypical bad side of gaming is going to come out within the next. I will say it's going to be more stories similar to the QXC and this Dreamcast we're coming out within the next year before it's finally cleaned up. I think the next big scandal is going to be a drug scandal.
Yeah.
Performance enhancers, Adderall and if you haven't watched it, take your pills, watch it.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, but if you haven't watched that, watch it. Take your pills. But I think one of those scandals are going to pop up at some point as well. I mean, it popped up one. I think it was with League of Legends. Mm-hmm. It was a scandal with the performance enhancing. But yeah, that's going to pop up as well. So all of this stuff is going to come out, and it's up to these league owners. When you look at Overwatch League and the League of Legends and Gears of War and all of these, it's up to them to get ahead of it and be able to nip it at the bud. And I mean, like you said, you can't predict stuff. I mean, there's going to be people that looks like they're perfectly squeaky clean. And I mean, look at I don't know. Harvey Weinstein was an asshole. So was Kevin. So was Kevin Spacey. But I mean, when you look at people, there's going to be people like Louis C.K. You look at Louis C.K. There's going to be stuff that comes out. You're like, really? He did that? I would never have thought him to be doing stuff like that. But it's going to be people that come out. It's just that they have to handle it properly, and they have to get the message out to say, hey, look, this is a one-off. This is not how the community, this is not how our league is. This is not how the community operates as a whole.
Yeah, because if they can't separate themselves from the negative stigma, esports might be out of here. Like, it might be out of here.
Rival, exactly.
Yeah, so hopefully that isn't the case, because there's a lot of money to be made. People like making that money. I mean, they have the new gaming like stadium in Vegas. Mount Lover, he actually he went to Vegas. There's like a stadium, or I'm using the wrong word. Stadium is the wrong word, but
like an auditorium studio.
Yeah, studio, something like that, where they just have like different types of events that go there, and they're building one
all over
in DC as well.
Yeah, it's open now. The one in DC. That's where the what tournament did we just talk about? That's going to be there. The
isn't it the Overwatch League is going to like conclude in DC?
No, Overwatch. They have their own studio up in Burbank. It's the old Tonight Show studio. They bought it. They use and that's where that's where a lot of their the matches are there.
Okay.
Stream it. No, what is it? Is it a fighting game? It was a fighting game. I want to. It was Street Fighter. It was a Red Bull sponsored tournament.
Can't remember.
And the championships are in either October, November, and it's here in DC.
Yeah, I can't remember what game it was for though.
Oh, we just talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to fact check that one and get back. But yeah.
It's a Street Fighter. It's a Street Fighter.
It's a Street Fighter? Oh, okay, cool.
Street Fighter. The Red Bull Conquest.
That's right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I was saying, to kind of wrap this up, if there's dirty laundry to be aired, it will be aired. I'm just hoping that there isn't much more dirty laundry to be aired out, because I don't think that the esports scene wants to take too many hits like these.
No, not at all. Yeah, we definitely got to go to this. It's November 16th and 16th through the 18th.
Oh, that's the B-Day, baby.
Street Fighter, Tekken 7, and Guilty Gear.
Okay. We will be in there. That's the end of our long form discussion. Let us know what you guys think. As always, you can hit us up on our social media or leave any comments down in the comment section below of wherever it is that you are consuming this media. Let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, which is going to be our final thoughts. This is the part of the show where we retrace our steps and just revisit some of the stories that we talked about today, just give our final 2 cents on it. Since you started the show, I will end it with my final thoughts. Really excited about Shenmue 1 and 2. That's going to be a must-buy for me to just add to my collection. I don't have my original Shenmue anymore for the Dreamcast. I still have my Shenmue 2 on the OG Xbox. But yeah, the remaster, I might get that on PC. I don't know, just so I can get the most out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm actually really excited. I want to hear about more of the features that they're adding besides the modern versus classic control scheme. Destiny 2 DLC, they have a very harsh, a very uphill battle in terms of like regaining their popularity and getting back those players that they lost. So here's to them making a good expansion that people enjoy. Hopefully they do. GDQ listener games, really surprised that Mario Odyssey isn't there with its popularity. But I will be paying attention to a lot of the new games. I want to see Cuphead. I want to see Divinity. And I always watch like my classic blocks, like the Sonic block, the Mario block, Mega Man. I love all of that,
and all of those are there as normal.
Yeah. So I'll be there for those. Can't wait for that. I think we talked enough about the Overwatch League Pro. You can't do that, dude. That shit is wrong. These people are in the limelight. I mean, Twitch is trying to sell people like backstage, like insider information on these people.
Right? They want Overwatch League.
Yeah, these people the Overwatch League.
What is it?
Something access
pass, or whatever.
Access pass, and it's like, man, they want cameras up in these guys' homes, like going through their day to day. Like people want to see these guys' lives,
right? So
you can't have no skeletons in your closet that's like that, man. You can't do that.
This,
Not with the money that they're trying to make off of this, off of this esports league. You can't do that, man. So I'm glad that they got them out. The void warranty stickers, man, that's just wild, man. Because I there's been plenty of chances that I wanted to like mod a console or something. I modded my original Xbox. I still have it. But I wanted to mod like my 360 at one point. I wanted to mod my Wii U, but I just did not want to void that warranty, man, because I was scared. After the Xbox Red Ring BS, I was scared to void my warranties just in case. AMC sponsored the PUBG tournament. This is good for PUBG. They're going to need a lot more good things like this in order to regain that popularity that is lost due to Fortnite. The desert map coming into to Xbox One. This is to be expected. Let's hope that the Xbox community accepts it more than the PC community did, because they
revolted. They revolted.
Yeah, they revolted. Sure. Yeah, that is a shitty map according to them. Really excited about the Xbox original Xbox games coming to Xbox One, and more 360 games getting the Xbox One X treatment. It's kind of enticing me to get an Xbox One S so that I can see some of these old games in a higher quality than when they were originally released, which is amazing.
I think it's impressive what they've done.
Yeah, I think that I need to see that for myself. It might happen really soon. What else? Oh yeah, and Billy Mitchell no longer the King of Kong. Good riddance, man. Anybody that looks that much like a douchebag does not deserve to be the king of anything. South Korea cracking down on the loot box odds. That's a good thing. Hopefully we see a lot more of that. because these guys have been getting away with these shady tactics for way too long. It's time to crack down on some of them. And that's all I have to say. What about you? Final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. I'm gonna Boss Key Productions. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Shenmue 1 and 2, the remaster. I'm on board with you. Definitely want to get these. Shenmue 2, I think I might get halfway through, but the original Shenmue and Dreamcast, I played that ad nauseum. So I definitely want to get back into that, especially with upgraded visuals.
Oh man, so good.
The Destiny 2 second DLC, they need to come correct. I mean, like I said, this is the last chance they have with the people, the original, I'm just going to call them the vets that brought Destiny 2 and the DLC packs at launch, because this is free to them. The next expansion is going to cost money, and if they don't do what they need to do to keep us and these people engaged, it doesn't matter what the next expansion is, because the game is not going to be being played.
Yeah.
The GDQ games, like I'm just as surprised as you with the Super Mario Odyssey not making it. And it's interesting, like the Deus Ex games. And again, I have to look at last year. I don't remember those games being in there, but it would be interesting to see them try to speedrun that, as well as the Divinity Original Sin 2 and it's Cuphead. Because Cuphead is notoriously difficult. It's a notoriously difficult game.
That shit's hard. It's good though.
The Overwatch Pro, like you said, we said enough for that guy. He's going to get what he deserves. He's going to get jail time. Again, there's records of text messages that he sent out there, and there's screenshots of some of them, and you can see where they were going. And it's just too bad that he abused that position of power he was in, basically.
Yeah.
Because these two young girls were fans of the game and of him. The void warranty stickers. Yes, thank goodness somebody said it. I always thought that was bullcrap. That touch the sticker and it's void. It's nonsense. And like the FTC said, if they're not providing the parts that we need to fix our devices for free, they can't void our warranty for getting third-party parts.
Hey.
The AMC tournament, too bad we missed it. Sorry, guys. And it's too bad that they latched on to a dying franchise. I mean, that could be that could be some foreshadowing.
Yeah.
The desert map coming to Xbox One. I mean, Xbox One is about 6 months behind, so it makes sense. They're about a little 6 months behind as far as making it to as far as the update cycle is. So that makes sense that they'll be getting it. Once that releases, I'll probably jump in PUBG a couple more times to play a bit. The first few times I had a ton of fun playing it, but it just didn't hold my interest.
Yeah.
The OG Xbox games coming. I'm thinking about trying to get my hands on KOTOR 2 for sure, because I wouldn't mind playing that again. And the Xbox One X enhancements, like I said, the Red Dead Redemption. I mean, what they did to that game, it's really good. It looks better than Rainbow Six Siege.
Damn.
And Rainbow Six Siege is
that's not an ugly looking game.
Yeah, it's a current gen game. But yeah,
oh, wow.
it's really, really good. I'm impressed what they've done. If they're going to continue to do that to some of these Xbox 360 titles, I mean, woo.
Yeah.
Billy Mitchell no longer being the King of Kong, like you said, he's a cheater, and cheaters never win. Isn't that the saying, the old idiom?
Yep.
He got what he deserved. Good riddance. The South Korean loot box issue, again, this is another shot across the bow, because the loot boxes are unfair. It's one thing to have microtransactions for me to buy a helmet, or buy an armor, or buy a weapon, and it's another thing to give me a chance to get an item, and then to misrepresent those chances. That's just messed up.
How do you post that it's a 50% chance and it's less than 1%?
Oh, because
come on, man.
Because they're I bet you it's like this. They're thinking it's like, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. It's a 50-50 chance.
My ass.
That is nonsense. But yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, so those were our final thoughts. Let us know what your thoughts were on any of the stories that we covered today, any of the topics that we brought up. We would love to hear from you, especially if you disagree with us, because we love to argue with people over the internet. It is a pastime of ours. You can hit us up on our social media, YouTube comments, Facebook, all of that. Let us know what you think. And if you are taking us on the go, if you you don't have time to sit down and look at our beautiful faces, and you're taking us on the go, we definitely want to thank you for that. Boogie, in case they do not know, let everybody know where they can listen to it. They would like to.
We are in the general podcasting directory. So whatever podcast app you use for your mobile device, you can catch us on. Just search us by A Weekly Gaming News Show, or our call letters AWGNS. We are also on iTunes, Google Play, and TuneIn Radio. And if you are using a smart speaker, you can just utter the wake up word and play the latest episode of A Weekly Gaming News Show, and we start playing in your ear or on your speaker.
Yes, and you're going to also get the latest episodes of the Weekly Gaming News 10 and 10. Those go up on YouTube every Saturday at noon. So if you play the most recent one on a Saturday afternoon, you'll get the Weekly Gaming News 10 and 10 on your smart speaker. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have some pretty cool things in the works. Boogie has some secrets. He has some surprises. You thought I forgot. I have not forgot. I am super, super hyped for what's going to be happening. We're very close to episode 100. Mm-hmm. And on episode 100, we're going to be doing something really cool. I don't even know what it is. So, you know I'm hype. But yeah, this has been A Weekly Gaming News Show, episode 96. We normally go live on Sundays. We went live on Monday today because of some scheduling issues, but we will be back with more video game news this upcoming Sunday. So make sure you hit it. You look out for that. And yeah, follow us on Twitter. That's the best way to get in contact with us. If you want to ask us questions, if you want to, get updates or anything on what we're doing, Twitter. That is the best place to catch us. And our Twitter handle is at AW Gaming NS. So make sure you check us out there. But I think we can go ahead and end it on that mark. We have been your hosts. My name is Trenell.
I'm Todd.
And we will catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace out.